Alright, gonna be working on the Harley Davidson box again today, and a little too hot to work outside, so we'll make it work. Alright, what we got here is looks like 3/16 by 5.5 inches. I got the air conditioner on and 2 fans, so I'll try to keep it so it doesn't get noisy. But alright, we're gonna do a little welding. Like I say, we're gonna stay in the garage here, and it's a little cramped, you know. I mean, we got 2 cars in here, 2 motorcycles, a lathe, a mill, big compressor, you know, a dozen big engines and stuff. So we'll make it work, you know. That's just the way things are. But anyway, like I was saying, we're gonna do some. We'll just do some welding today. We'll weld these in to reinforce the box, and then we did some work on the fenders here, and we got them pretty straight. I don't know if you guys seen from the first video, them things were pretty mangled. And here's the other one. I had to have Daddydirtbike come over, and he actually held them up while I beat them into submission. I had to use my railroad tie here, put it upside down, and it made a good plate to straighten things on. So you know what, let me check the thermometer here, see if we can figure out how this thing works. There you go, 93 degrees out. So that's why we're in a little cramped garage here. Let's go back here, we'll show you what we're going to do. Like I said, I got these fans going, so, and the air conditioner, so it feels pretty good in here. Alright, we're going to take them pieces of steel, and right now I have little temporary pieces in here, you know, just to see if it would work. And over here, I took this one out, but you see how flexible it is without it. So right here you have a big stiffener, and 5.5 inches will go here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill holes here and then spot weld it in place, plug weld it, you know. I could actually get it from behind, but I would have to get on my back and everything else, and you know, it's just the way it's going to be done. So we managed to get this in here, and we got a little bit of space here. We got about 4 foot between the coupe and the garage door here, and I guess about 8 foot, about 4 by 8 here we can work on. So we can do that. We can get something done. Also, we'll do some welding on the fenders, because there's a lot of little stress cracks. Let me take you up there, see if we can find some. Alright, this was probably the worst of the 2 fenders. Matter of fact, it was the worst. This whole back was beat in pretty bad, but I got it pretty straight, and got some major creases out and stuff, so at least it's something I can work with. And I was able to get this body liner crest here. I was able to make that shape again, so I think we're going to make it look good, you know. I mean, this ain't going to Pebble Beach or SEMA or anything like that. Daddydirtbike just wants it to look good going down the road. So let's see if we can show you some of these stress cracks. Like right here, this got to be welded up. This is a little messed up, and then right here you got a little messed up spot. But all through this whole thing, it's bad. There's no going back here. Oh, there we go. Got to focus. All right, it's not going to help. It's not going to comply with us. All right, let me turn it over, see if we can find anything else. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but like right here, we got a crack, and all over the thing, you know. I mean, we gotta seek out where the problem areas are, and weld them up. And that's what we're going to do today. Just do a little basic welding, get this thing ready to go. You know what's strange? This here is like a filler piece. Let's see if we can come around this way. This is just a filler piece, but there's no structure at all behind it. You know, they didn't finish it or nothing. It's just a raw edge. You know, usually you'll put a bend or a fold or a seam or something, but you know, this is just flimsy steel. It'd be nice if there was a brace behind that or something, strengthen this up a little, but maybe we'll do that. We'll see. All right, let's take a look at the other fender. All right, here's the other fender. Of the two, this one was in better condition. Still pretty rough, but I was able to get some of the major creases out. They had some pretty bad dents in there. But like I say, this one's much better than the other one. And it'll be a lot easier to fix. But it's funny. This one has the cracks. There's a crack here, and it even has a crack down here. As a matter of fact, the crack goes way around the back side here. Let me set you up on a thing here, if I can. Alright, that's a little better. Alright, and this panel here is a lot nicer. Huh. It's funny, I just realized something. Oh, here's another bad crack right here. You know, we just gotta go around this whole thing and look at it. I just noticed something pretty cool, interesting. Sorry for the camera work. Like I said, I'm working alone here again. We do what we can. We do what we can for you. All right. Nope, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. All right. Let me flip this over. Here's something real strange. Remember, I just showed you that. Let me spin this around here. I showed you the other panel and how flimsy it was. Well, here's the same panel on this one, and it actually has a bead or a rollover, a seam. Like I said, would stiffen things up, and this panel here is stiff as can be. How could that happen? Different factories? I mean, these are both original Fenders, you know, factory Fenders, but maybe it came from two different factories. Look at that. Let me get the other one. We'll show them. I got room. I think I got room here. Let me get the other one. All right, here's the one Fender with the little rollover seam to strengthen things up, and then here's the first one I showed you, and no rollover seam or nothing. You can see how flimsy that whole thing is. It's crazy. How does that happen? Oh well. All right, let's start doing some welding. We're burning daylight. We're inside anyway. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I asked Daddydirtbike to get me a piece of 3/16 steel about 2.5 inches wide, so I could weld it to the back of this, and that'll give me something. You see how this here is still just so flimsy. You know, I mean, that's factory and everything, but I'm gonna have to do body work to all this whole thing, and if it's all solid and rigid, then it's just gonna make it that much easier and last a whole lot more, last a little bit longer. So yeah, and 3/16 steel is cheap, so it'll help. It'll be better than factory. Even these mounting brackets are 1/4 inch, and that's what holds the back together. All right, let's get to work. All right, got our plate clamped in here, and I got about 10 holes, and I'm going to drill them, and I'm going to leave the plate back there. You know, that way if it does go through and hit the plate a little bit, it'll give it a little more grab. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. And this side's the same. So let's drill some holes, and we'll be okay. You know, a lot of guys are saying, well, you should prime this and all that, but you know, it's all going to be seam sealed from behind and undercoated, so it's going to be well protected. Plus, this box is never going to see any harsh weather. It's always going to be inside, so don't worry about rusting away. All right, let me drill them holes, and then we'll do a little welding. took around off and made it satisfactory. Both sides here. I was looking at this corner, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's a nice smooth round corner. But when it comes down here to where it was beat and banged and repaired so many different times, it actually comes to almost to a point. And the material is stretched so much, not much I can do with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slit up here, all the way up to here, and then round off all this material so I get a decent round shape, and then weld it back up. And I think that'll look a lot better. So let's go check my thermometer and see how things are going outside. Turn it on, see if I can figure out how to use this thing. 409. Temperature actually went up 95 degrees, so good thing we camped out in here, huh? Alright, I'm going to continue working on that, and we'll show you when we get a little progress done. Alright, I slit this side, and I had to come almost, guys, it looked like at least 6 inches all the way up to here where I finally got a good rounded edge. So this one's going to be a little tougher, but we can do it. Now let's show you the other side. The other side ain't bad at all. Alright, like I said, this other side here ain't bad at all. This is round and got a nice shape to it, all the way down to about maybe about 1.5 inches. So this side will be a lot easier to fix than the other one. But yeah, we got to do it. Alright, yeah, the proper way of doing this is probably be cut out a section and put a round piece in, you know, a half round piece, but we'll just cut it and shape it. It'll do just fine. Alright, I had a change of plan here. I decided to cut out that bad section of metal, and I made it a corner here, shaped it the way it should be. It's about the same shape there. So we're going to weld that in there, and you know, it's a little more work up front, but once it's done, it's done. You know, there's nothing I have to do in the end. So I think it's a little better, and it's going to be it's easier, and it's going to look better. So I did the other side there, and it came out pretty good. So we'll weld this in, and then we'll take a look at both sides. All right, yeah, we're happy with that. It came out nice round edge. Now I just have to grind down that weld, and it should look all right. Alright, see when we get done with that. Alright, all finished. Let's look at this side here. This is where we put our piece of metal, and then this is, I'll try and get back here for you. I can't get back there, but you guys can. Here's our rounded corner. So I think it came out good. We'll move the box over, and we'll take a look at that side. Alright, let's take a look at this side. Here's where we put a piece of metal, and here's our rounded edge. And we're happy the way it turned out. I think it'll look okay once we put a little fiberglass on it and some body putty and round it up, and call it good. So that's it for today. I put in a long day. I don't know what time it is. I think it's about 8:30 or 8:45 or something. Let's go see what the temperature is. Come on. Alright, it's 8:30, and it's still 87 degrees. That's crazy. 8:30 at night, 87 degrees. Oh well. Alright, maybe we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll do something else. Alright, another day here, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you fast, because I'm going to try to get a lot in on this video. Alright, I'm going to grind this all down, this whole thing, because it's easier to do this whole panel than to do a spot here and a spot here, you know, and a spot here. And it's a lot easier to just do one whole panel. And if you put body putty on there and don't need it, it'll come up and you'll see the metal. So you know, this is a big panel, and it was just It was just punched out. It was never meant to be square and flat and level and perfect. So we'll deal with it. But that's what we're going to do. It rained all night, so it's a little damp out here. But it's only about 72 degrees, so we're doing okay. All right, I'm going to grind that down. You guys don't have to see that, right? All right. Here's a better look at them corners. You know, you couldn't really see them in the garage, but they turned out good. I'm real happy with them. All right, we got that all roughed up, and what I'm going to do now is got most of the rust off, which is good. You know, but you can still see, you know, the rust came out, but it's you still see stains. So I'm going to neutralize that, and then I'm going to fiberglass down here. All up here is pretty good, but I'm just going to fiberglass down here because this takes a beating sometimes, you know, and I'd rather have fiberglass on there than just putty, even though we will finish off with body putty. Alright, let me neutralize this and then throw on a coat of putty down there, a coat of fiberglass down there. Alright, we'll neutralize the rust here. I don't know if you can see it, but when it turns black, you know, that means it's neutralized. So I'm just going to wipe that off, and it should be okay. Alright, put the fiberglass on and cheese grated it down so it's pretty smooth, and got most of the irregularities out of it, and that's what I wanted to do. You know, fiberglass is good. You know, fiberglass is strong. You know, they make cars out of it, space shuttles, everything. You know, so it'll give his whole thing stability. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this whole thing with body filler, but don't get excited because most of it's going to come off and it's going right down to the metal. You know, you'll actually probably see the grind marks, but you won't feel them. So that's where we're going next. Hang in there. Alright, we got this all puttied up, and looks like a lot of putty, but it's really not. You probably, right here you can see through it, and over here, you know, you can actually see through it. So it's down here's a little bit, but it's all going to come off right here. You can see right there, metal right there. But alright, let me get an air board, and we'll hit this with some 36 and see where the problem areas are, and we'll fix them up. Alright, get that all filed down, and it's coming out nice. You know, I was gonna go with the shape of the box, which was sort of bowed, but I think it's going to be easier just to go and make this perfectly flat and just give it its ducktail here. You know, you can see right here where the belly is, and then it starts to swell right here. So, and you see where my edges are at. So what I'm going to do is we got little low spots right here. This is where my squeegee was. So I'm going to fill in these little low spots, and then down here I've got a couple low spots, and it should be good. I didn't mess with the edges yet. They should be easy enough to do by hand. But it's almost high noon, and I'm losing my shade here, so I'm going to turn this box around and put that coat on there. We'll let it harden overnight, and then we'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, another day here, and before I left yesterday, I filled in some of the little tiny imperfections, and it's about perfect now. Matter of fact, I'm going to finish it off by hand, you know, because sometimes you get carried away when you got the machines going. So yeah, beautiful out here today, man. No humidity, and our shade line's way over here by the truck, so we got a couple hours here, a couple 3 hours before we don't have no shade. So let's get to work. Alright, I finished all the body work on here, and I'm happy with it. You know, it came out nice. This is straight and smooth, and then down here got a nice little swell, nice little ducktail coming out, and the corners came out real nice. I'm tickled silly with them. Yeah, the way to put these boxes together is this one back piece comes in and it's spot welded to this other piece, so you got this flange coming around, and pretty interesting the way they made it. But like I say, I'm tickled silly with the corners. I don't know how well you guys can see with the shade and stuff like that, but I'm done for the day. I ran out of my shade. I even put it inside here and pulled out my little umbrella, so not much more I could do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in there, and after dinner maybe I'll put the glaze coat on there, the glazing putty, and then we'll let that harden overnight and then sand that out, and then that'll be ready for prime. Alright, we'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, been a few days, and we got this all glazed up, glazing putty. A lot of guys don't use glazing putty anymore. They spray on about 10 coats of feather fill or something, and that'll fill everything up, and then you just block sand that. But I like this, you know. Well, I'm able to put this on nice and smooth, so it's very little sanding. It's tough to get that. It's tough to put that on smooth, but if you can do that, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, nice day today, man. 70 degrees, nice breeze blowing, no humidity. Good day for working. So, all right, I'm gonna sand this out, and then that back part will be ready for paint. But we're not gonna paint it. We're gonna paint the whole thing at once. All right, we'll turn this back on when I finish sanding that. All right, we're gonna call that good. You know, it's straight, square, flat, and smooth as glass now. So it's all ready for primer. Whew. Yep, buddy. Alright, yeah, we're pleased with that. We're tickled silly with the corners. They came out beautiful. And I think Daddy Dirtbike will be happy with it, so that's all that matters. So we're going to call this good. I appreciate you guys watching this stuff, because it doesn't get very many views, but I know there's a few guys out there that like this kind of stuff, so we'll keep filming it. Alright, what do you say? Enough of this? Alright, see you in the next one.